Therefore, as we progress on the show, we will be opening the phone line. We can call in and ask any question, and my guest will be here to answer your questions and also respond to your comments. You can join us also on social media and watch us live. You can contributions over there. We're streaming live and also on X, on Facebook. You can join us either via the Nigeria Police Radio 99.1 FM, or you can also join us Police Force Facebook handle. So either of these options, you can join us from that. And again, on X, you can join us via Police NG. Police NG. So thank you very much. I expect to see your engagement and your comments and questions to my guest this morning. Sir, you assumed the role as the public relations officer in December 2025, taking over from your predecessor who was redeployed to state CID. Let's begin with the most urgent and painful incident, the one that happened just a couple of days ago. Attack a police border checkpoint along the Bakirua Road in Bagudu local government area. Eyewitnesses said the assailant arrived in large number, opened fire indiscriminately, killing 2 officers on duty and set their checkpoint ablaze. So walk us through what actually happened and what is the current state of affairs, especially in that corridor. So what are the responses that have been done, especially to alleviate the pains to this family of deceased police officers?
Well, the Kebbi State Police Command expresses condolences to itself and to the families of the heroes. As you mentioned earlier, I covered the police public relations officer of the State Command in December 2025. And the Commissioner of Police, Kebbi, they also assumed duty as the Commissioner of Police on the 11th of January 2026. But immediately upon the assumption of duty, he went around and made the strategically located within the corner of suffering from these issues of insecurity and comparative. And it also shares borders with Benin and also Niger Republic that governed by currently. So we are on shares of insecurity even before the assumption of the present commission. But upon his assumption, he did the ground running earlier, he made assessment, and part of his act, magic border, that magic area shares boundaries with Nigeria, also with Niger and Benin. Because from these border areas to penetrate their activities using the complex terrain and the geographic structure of the border area of activities, perpetrate these activities and retreat immediately after. And upon realizing this, the Commissioner of Police did up security across the border area, where security checkpoints were unified. Areas that required were enforced with police mobile force and counter-terrorism units and police tactical units within the command. But worldwide, the police cannot be everywhere at the same time. And as I mentioned earlier, the geographic complexity of the area is also a very, very important factor. So while we are at this, there has been many guerrilla attacks from this miscreants on that area, which has been killed, some recoveries, some neutralizations, and even some arrests recently. Whatever efforts you make a command or a security outfit to fight crime, that crime also makes its own effort to fight back. So it is with that the command in the morning of the 4th of this month, this crop of miscreants launched an attack of the checkpoint at Bajanwa, and in efforts to curtail them, we lost about 2 officers who were on activity along the border area. And the issue did not escalate, and there was no loss of any civilian life, and it was injury on the part of any civilian as the issue was contained immediately.
PPRO for that information. Again, this is the 3rd time there is a bandit attack in that corridor. What do you think is the main reason, other than the border you share with other states, and what are you doing to see that this incessant attack stop completely?
The main aim of this attackers mostly is to roasting cows. Not only, but mostly they are main roasting cows. And we have seen significant resistance in that regard. But they are determined to carry out these nefarious activities. And the commanders are told people to security operations that are ongoing cannot be fully disclosed in details because it will be like an examiner handing out his matching tips to them before he starts writing the examination. But I will assure the good people of Kebbi State, the command is not relenting. They have been a full map out of their route, although there are many. They have been a full map out, and there have been reinforcement of security. Because all sister security agents, the Kebbi State Command is collaborating with traditional rulers and the good people of Kebbi so that our operations will be intelligent, so that everybody will be carried along in our collective goal of ensuring peace and security has been increased. And that because the criminals adapt to strategies in place. We are also not constant in our approach. We also divide as the try to defend us with change our strategy. And we are now being visualization we cover do not usually make the headline. These catastrophic issues that occasionally make headlines. Just barely a week before this ugly incident, this crop of elements attacked an outfit close to Shangara that others that others digestive and it's close in their having mapped out that area of their usual route. And a lot of items were recovered from including camouflage uniforms and other items that they use in carrying out their nefarious activities. As I said earlier, measures can be effective than they are active. And those measures, I think, it's awful.
Thank you very much. And one thing that really caught my attention recently is the fact that, although you also said it, most of the news that make to the headlines are the ones in the particular location. But surprisingly, when I success is so to say, that has been recorded by Kebbi State Police Command, which of course do not make headlines on the pages of newspapers and conventional medias. So that's why I want us to also take a look at some of those particular press releases that you have sent for purpose of clarity and accountability. So with this particular press release that said police arrest suspected Lakurawa collaborators, recover AK-49 rifle, 611 rounds of ammunition, and Indian hemp. It says the Kebbi State Police Command has recorded a major operational success in its sustained efforts to curb terrorism, banditry, and other violent crimes through intelligence-led policing. Can you walk us through that intelligence? How did you got the intelligence? I mean, how did you get the intelligence, and what did you do to act on it? And what are the discoveries made from this particular operation?
Military and I believe nationwide at large, the confidentiality and the discreetness of our informants, especially in is one of very much motivating factors. We have a hotline that we have shared to members of the public where we receive intelligence and actionable intelligence, we verify and then we act. These operations are the operation that led to the recovery of cartels of Indian hemp. There were suspected to be procured and induced against the activities of Lakura occurred in Kangura, which is another area that's facing such challenges and is having border with the Nigeria Republic.
Okay.
That particular area is one of the areas strategically marked out as the main route of criminal element. People always found people are always apprehensive of people that interact because there are places in the Republic that are dominantly under the control of the element. So people don't usually interact with those people of do not usually interact with these villages from this country. Well, while the police were on active patrol in Kandura, we did the tip off that some selected some criminal elements are trying to meet with this armed terrorists. And the main purpose of that meeting is to facilitate sales of this the parcels of India. The intelligence was verified and the proper coordination was carried out with the help of other security agencies. The two suspects were arrested, and when they were arrested with these parcels, about 31 parcels, I think, of Indian, they were arrested, and in their explanation, they mentioned the people they are taking it to, and those people are also part of our watch list of people who have direct link with this criminal activity. And those persons were arrested and they were brought the investigated. Additional arrests were made and they are presently before the court for prosecution. That's one aspect of the press release. And the other one happened in Babudu, where police special tactical teams were on patrol in the night at Babudu when they sighted two motorcycles. And upon sighting the motorcycles, and upon they got an analysis as expert and trained police officers, they had reason to suspect this motorcycle. And they therefore stopped them for a routine check. Upon telling them to stop for a routine check, one of the passengers carried the conveyance motorcycle who was wearing a kafada, not knowing that he was riding an AK-49 that kafada. He directly opened fire on the policeman. And the policeman practically.
Hello? Hello? Oh, we lost connection here. We will try to re-establish, continue with our conversation. Okay, let's try to call once again to see if we can get through to our guests. In case you're just joining, you're listening to the Nigeria Police Radio FM Abuja, and the program is Horizon, when with the Kebbi State Police Command Public Relations Officer, in person of SP Bashir Usman. And we just got a network interruption here. We will reestablish. Stay with us and please do not go anywhere. Hello? Yeah, I can hear you. Just stay with us. Stay with us. Stay with us. All right. Thank you for staying with us here on the Nigeria Police Radio 99.1 FM Abuja. Apologies for that. We got disconnected and we had to re-establish connection with our guests. Thank you very much, SP Usman Bashir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. So you were saying, giving us the second part of the press release where you were telling us that on routine stop and search, the police officers accosted some people on motorcycle, and one was wearing agbada. Immediately they were trying to continue. He opened fire using AK-49. So from there, just continue from there, please.
Yes. I was mentioning that, and as such, those items were recovered from him or from them. But while these patrols were ongoing, after the arrest, after the neutralization and recovery of these items, another crowd of the motorcycle also approached that same area. They also approached that same area, and they were also same routine check that happened when the other incident you about occurred. And they were also in the process of their questioning, although they claimed they were just commuters. Upon investigation, they were found to have communicated implicating the neutralized ones, because a mobile phone was also recovered from those that were neutralized earlier.
Okay.
They were found to have communicated with those that were neutralized very much complicated way, and they were therefore arrested. On their arrest and diligence, another catch of weapons and other items were also recovered through them. And that's about that one. And there are many other substances recorded by the command in that.
All right, now shifting to another one within that same, within Kebbi, on February 20th at about 9:45 p.m., armed men believed to be members of Laukurawa criminal network advanced towards security positions along the Maje border road, moving ahead of cattle to conceal their movements. Operatives of the police counter-terrorism unit who were on alert engaged them in a gun duel and forced them to retreat. Commissioner of Police CP Umar Muhammad Eja confirmed that no lives were lost and no injuries were recorded operation, and what early warning system allowed the CTU to be so prepared and proactive in this regard?
Experience taught us that this miscreant, I told you earlier that their main purpose of coming mainly when they run to these cattle, they push the cattle, they push the cattle in the front and they hide within the cattle. They send advance party, of course, to clear out whether there could be any security. They normally just so they send an advance party whether there's any security resistance, and having it, because whenever there is of cattle, especially in the night, as I told you, we have created a network of information, verifiable information receiving channels. You understand? Anytime such movements are observed by some good Samaritans, usually receive information and we act. And at that time, upon receiving that information out, the police at that particular checkpoint prepared for them. And when they came, they were expecting resistance. So, and they got the resistance. They got the resistance, and particularly from the counter-terrorism unit, prevented them from moving away with those roasted cattle, and also engaged them such that they retreated and abandoned the cattle, and those cattle were united with their owner. And the security was reinforced at that time. As I told you, all fragmented outfits of secure police that were unified to form strong components that will confidently and ably provide security to dwellers of that particular area in case of incidents like this. I figure the Commissioner of Police are enlightened and one good thing, because every state is a land of farmers and herders.
Okay.
So the action, and the Inspector General of Police has recently emphasized that the people of this country are in charge of public servants employed to protect the lives and properties of people. And by that, the Commissioner of Police enlightened the good people of Kebbi State who rear livestock to please be careful with movement of herds of cattle in the night, so that it may not constitute to be those criminal elements moving in disguise in the night, so that issues and that the good people of Kebbi State should also not be condoned, because unknowingly this criminal element might our leaders move a large herd of cattle across. Yes, and therefore they were enlightened that the activity will not for criminal elements at night, because the police command, in collaboration with security agencies, will always readily take lawful action against any unlawful activity or any suspicious movement associated with any such kind of night policing activity.
All right, thank you very much. So now that the Commissioner of Police has encouraged and advised the pastoral community to make sure that they do not move at night, are you clients from the heading communities?
Yes, the people of Kebbi State are very much cooperative. The Commissioner of Police, Kebbi State Consumption are totally rallied around, and so you did seated support from traditional, and they have been obliging. People have been cooperating with the police, and such issues, such things have drastically reduced the level of compliance, because this issue of insecurity is that is despised by all the good, the peace-loving people of Kebbi. Just recently, the government even aligned with the aspirations of the Commissioner of Police to call for a conference of traditional rulers, other critical stakeholders with divisional police officers across the state command. And that conference was convened, and critical issues were discussed on how to improve on the security of lives and property in Kebbi State. And people of Kebbi State have been cooperating with the police. I will only call on the good people of Kebbi State to sustain, to continue cooperating with the police, so that our main and primary responsibility of protecting their lives and property actualized and sustained.
All right, thank you very much, SP Bashir Usman. In case you're just joining, you're listening to the Nigeria Police Radio 99.1 FM Abuja. The program is Horizon. Horizon is a program where we link police commands across Nigeria to bring you activities of those police commands. And today on the program, we have traveled far to the west, to a border town, so to say, Kebbi State. And we are joined by the Police Public Relations Officer of the command, SP Bashir Usman, who has been giving us information about the activities of the police command. One thing that really also become a bit clearer for me this morning during the course of this conversation is the fact that many people have been asking, what is really the intent of this Lakurawa? What do they want? And from my findings, and also from what you are telling us this morning, is that their main aim is not even to come kidnap for ransom. Their aim is to rustle cattle.
Yes.
But we also had incidents in the past in Kebbi where schoolgirls were abducted, and also one or two incidences of abduction. So what would you say is the real modus operandi? How can Nigerians understand the security situation in Kebbi State? Is it cattle rustling or ransom, or is another thing entirely?
Yes. You know, as I mentioned earlier, the Lakurawa are mainly situated across villages that are at the border of Kebbi with the Niger Republic. Those catch of the criminal elements are mainly attacking towards the cattle. But across the part of the state, we also share boundary with Zamfara State, and our areas that share boundaries with Zamfara State are areas of Zuru, Danko, Sabu, Sakaba, and other areas in that particular domain. And those areas are not mainly attacked per se.
Okay.
There are these boundaries that encroaches from the Zamfara area, and those people usually come to camp. That particular type of criminal elements are mainly coming to kidnap, and those are the same type of criminal elements that we involved in all these recent kidnapping incidents that and that particular area is also another area of command. armored vehicles that were particularly reinforced by the leadership of the Inspector General of Police, specifically deployed in that area to counter those issues of kidnapping, especially kidnapping in schools, kidnapping in villages, and well in that regard. Because just about 3 weeks ago, I can authoritatively tell you that another kidnap incident, another was spoiled in Danko village, and that's one of the villages that's bordering Zamfara state, as I mentioned earlier. So if I can say it, that the northern part of Kebbi State experienced security issues from the western part of the state, while those at the western part of the state are armed bandits that encroaches from Katsina and Zamfara.
Wow. You have a huge task on your head in terms of fighting insurgents because we're getting to understand the modus operandi and also this between what is happening in the border community with foreign countries and also what is happening within the neighboring states. Now that you have established the fact that you have a boundary with Niger Republic, and also some other states within you, Zamfara, Niger, and the rest, how difficult or how challenging is it to particular areas, and what are some of your biggest challenges that share of would increase or improve productivity in Kebbi State?
Well, the security issue is cannot be fronted or treated in isolation. It has to there has to be good collaboration of every stakeholder involved, and which has been the efforts of the Kebbi State concept. But as I mentioned earlier, issues may arise. Coordination is easier between Kebbi and Sokoto State per se, or Kebbi State and Zamfara State per se, at the police level, than it is going to be between Kebbi State and other countries.
Yeah.
Once this criminal element, just as I told you, as we are devising various means to be proactive in our approach to police, or they are also trying to adapt to our strategy. And they have across the villages. Once they realize they are being cornered, or they easily retreat and run into the Republic or other country. And once they cross other countries, it requires a high level coordination and other activities which are of Kebbi State Police Command.
Absolutely.
But we have efforts are being made in that regard to ensure that those issues are protected and proper protection is in place, so that as we intensify in our efforts to fight these criminals and their crimes, we don't overstep and we don't infringe, most importantly, on the fundamental rights of others. So that as we do our operation, people who should be protected by us should not become
victims,
collateral damage to our operation. I don't know if you are
very well about it. All right, thank you, Bashir Usman, for giving us this detailed information. At this moment, we will be a phone line so that we can see if our listeners and callers have any question or comments for you, our guest. The phone number is 08069975761. I'm going to take that again, 08069975761. If you have any question or comment for my guest this morning, the Police Public Relations Officer of Kebbi State Police Command, you can use the studio line and call in and let your question or comment. Thank you very much. So as we anticipate calls this morning, let's take a look at another of your release before I ask you one very complex question, so to say. But let's take this press release. It says, police arrest three kidnapping suspects, recover locally made weapons. In line with intelligence-led policing strategy. Okay, before we go there, let's hear from this caller before I to be precise. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello. Oh, we cannot hear that particular caller. Do well to call back if you can. The number is still active and free. 0806 7577. If you have any question or comment for my guest, then you can. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for calling. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Yes, Abuja.
Okay, welcome.
I'm calling from Wushet.
All right, go ahead. Let's hear you, please.
Problem that I want to complain about some police in Mabasa.
All right, you do that later. This is not time for that. We are talking about Kebbi State Police Command at the moment, and we have the public relations officer on the line. So we'll do that later. Yeah, thank you very much. All right, his concern is not related to Kebbi State, so we have to refer him for later. So, PPRO, are you with me? All right. Thank you for that. I was saying about this particular press release before the call came in. It says police arrest 3 kidnapping suspects, recover locally made weapons, and that the Kebbi State Police Command acted on credible information about a suspicious individual at Bagudu Market. This led to the arrest of 3 suspects and the recovery of 2 locally made firearms. Excuse me. A cartridge and 3 machetes. This suspicious kidnapping incident in Banikoso Shanga local government area, where a 55-year-old man was abducted from his residence. Can you walk us through operation and the current state of this particular, the current state of investigation or affairs?
Yeah. What happened was that a suspicious-looking individual was sighted in Bagudo Market, and that Bagudo Market, inside that Bagudo Market, as I told you earlier, we have credible information to inform those governments in that regard.
Okay.
And that suspicious individual presence was notified to the police, and that person was invited to question. And in the process of doing that one person, he was able to be identified by a victim of his prior kidnapping involvement. He was by a 55-year-old man while during identification parade by detectives. It was clear because whenever such incidences, even incidences that occur and that arrests were not made, details of incidences are being collected by the police and kept in record, so that when such incidences reoccur again, that prior knowledge will aid the police in carrying out the investigation. And as such, upon invitation of this suspicious-looking individual, he was properly identified by a prime victim. And at that stage of the investigation, the arrested, the suspicious person began cooperating with the police. And through his information, he was not arrested with any item.
Okay.
Through his information, 2 other persons were arrested, and when they were arrested, as a result of those locally made firearms were recovered in their possession. And it becomes glaring that they formed part of the gang of the kidnappers of this crime that terrorized that area. About 3 of them were were arrested and they have been arraigned before the court. They are presently before the court, have been prosecuted.
Okay, thank you very much, SP, for giving us updates on that particular case. And now I'm going to put you a bit on spot because I need to put this matter to you. Although it goes beyond Kebbi State directly, but it affects your state command. A major investigative report published recently on different newspapers in Nigeria revealed that behind the removal of former IGP Egbetokun, according to multiple sources, it was discovered that some state police commands were denied their monthly allocations for administrative, operational, and logistical running for up to 7 months. Kebbi State was specifically mentioned among the states affected, alongside Kaduna, Niger, Kwara, Zamfara, and Adamawa. For purpose of accountability and clarity, is this true that man went months without receiving its allocated funds?
Without receiving, I did not really clear.
Without receiving its allocated funds.
No, that is not true. The issues of insecurity are issues that are addressed head on. And although, as you mentioned earlier, it's not a report that's peculiar to Kebbi State, to Kebbi State Command. But I can tell you in Kebbi State that's not the case. I cannot speak for other commands. But in Kebbi State, I tell you, I can categorically tell you that that is not true. The Kebbi State Police Command has been receiving support from the leadership of the Nigerian Police Force and has also been receiving from the government of Kebbi State as well as other good people of Kebbi State who contribute through various channels and means to ensure that this issue of insecurity is curtailed. So I can categorically tell you that in Kebbi State that's not the case.
All right, thank you very much for setting the record straight as far as Kebbi State Police Command is concerned, because I really do not know the sources. But again, you are the right person for us to ask this kind of question because you are there, you are the official spokesperson of the command. And when there are issues that has to do with your command, you are the best person to give us update. Thank you very much for that clarification. So, please, when he assumed duty, we have seen clips of him traveling to relationship with different emirate councils and also sister security agencies, at the same time discouraging police officers in Kebbi State to shun act of illegal duty and also extortion, harassment of citizens. What would you say about the general state of your relationship in terms of synergy with sister security agencies in Kebbi State and also the state of police officers involved in illegal activities? How active is your complaint response unit in Kebbi State?
Well, let me start by saying in Kebbi State, the police has not been alone in the business of enforcement of significant contribution from other security agents. And even the vigilante have been with us from start, and with that collaboration is being sustained because it has been. And let me also say this that if you go back to complaint response unit from last year, for the last 2 years, Kebbi State is one of the commands that recorded below. Okay. And that's not accidental. That is because such values have been constantly instilled in police officers across the command, month in, month out. Professionalism has been a topic through every conference of the Commissioner of Police, senior police officers. Issues of extortion, issues of corrupt practices, and even improper dressing. These issues have been ringing bells in the ears of policemen across the length and breadth of the command, not relented in ensuring that any police officer indicted, I emphasize, In issues of explosion and issues of corrupt practices is being effectively dealt with the provisions of police regulations and the code of conduct for police officers.
All right, thank you very.
Yes, and even most recently, there has been deployed a new officer in charge of the complaints response unit, a young officer with full of enthusiasm for the job and ready to ensure that that tempo is sustained across the length and breadth of things.
All right, thank you very much, SP Bashir, for that. What is finally, as we custom, what is your final direct message to the people of Kebbi? What is that one thing you want every resident to do in their relationship with the police, and what can they expect from you in return?
Well, I would say it's the life wire of any and every successful security operation. Without good information, the operations will not be as successful as we to be. So I will call on every citizen and dweller of Kebbi to continue cooperating with the Nigerian Police Force. We are as stable as the Inspector General of Police that mentioned us to be, and those are always open. Our Commissioner of Police, CP Umar, the MRD, and open to police 24 hours of every day. An issue, an information, a complaint, or anything is brought that has anything to do with policing or security in Kebbi State, the police command, the commissioner is always available to discuss. Myself, the public relations officer, available to members of the public. In fact, on our own, we have phone numbers of all the divisional police officers and area commands across the state, length and breadth of Kebbi State, and they are always readily available for members of the public in Kebbi State. And we enjoy all the good people of Kebbi State to sustain that and ensure that our synergy has become a powerful tool for us in the fight against crime and criminality in the state.
All right, thank you very much, SP Bashir Usman, for your time and for addressing these critical questions. We recognize the immense challenges of you are facing in Kebbi State Police Command and appreciate your willingness to engage on these difficult issues.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me.
And to our listener, this program is built on by the Nigeria Police Force that policing must be people-friendly, transparent, and service-driven. The police radio is not just a station. It is a pillar of that vision. This is your platform to engage, to understand. Thank you for joining us once again today. Security is our shared responsibility. This has been Horizon, a program which bridges the gap between you and the police by linking up with the nation every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at behind me. My producer, Omiza Balogun, special appreciation to the first public relations officer, ACP Benjamin Hundein, for the painstaking efforts and time you take for this program to come up without failure. Thanks to my engineer on duty, or joining me, Moses Abu. Do well to stay with us on the Nigeria Police Radio 99.1 FM Abuja. The program comes up next week. Join us for another interesting conversation as we do another police command. My name is Ali Udoma. Keep listening to the Nigeria Police Radio 99.1 FM Abuja, the station that is always your friend. That's it for this. But again, if you were with us during the course of the conversation, someone called from Maraba, said he wants to complain about the activities of some police officers in Maraba. So if you're listening to me this moment, I will be giving you the phone number of the complaint response unit of the force headquarters, where you can call and lodge your complaint. It will be adequately taken care of. The number is 080-5700-001. I'll take that again. 080-5700-001. That's the 0 in 5 places. 0805 7000001. And the other number is the same as this first one, except for the last. Just change the last last digit to 2. Instead of 1, it's 0805 700 2. And for WhatsApp, you change the last again 0805 700 0003. That's for WhatsApp. Thank you very much. We appreciate use the number. Not only the person that called me, but every other citizen should be able to have this number so that you can call in and interact with members of the complaint response unit. If you have any complaint about your encounter wherever in Nigeria, this number is for you, and you will definitely get attended to in a professional way and timely manner. Thank you very much. My name is Doma. Stay with us and please do not go anywhere. This is the Nigeria Police Radio 99.1 FM Abuja. Goodbye for now.
There is that radio station that cares about the people, looks out for the missing here among us. It's not just the professionalism with which we work, it's the heart, the love, the kindness that endears people to us.
And what radio station is that?
Nigeria Police Radio 99.1 FM Abuja. Always your friend.
Here's a story about two friends, Princess and Grace. These babes are Gen Z baddies. You know now, them get small coin. One evening, police stopped a bus Grace was riding in, and she was the only one that this officer arrested. She was flabbergasted.
Officer, why me? Because of my hair?
Before uncle, by their hair you shall know them. My friend, let's go to the
Officer, stop harassing me. 2 days later, the same police officer, that same one, wanted to arrest Grace's friend for the same reason.
Oga police. Profiling according to looks and being Police Act 2020.
The officer couldn't do anything to her. Hey, they let her go, and the other passengers couldn't believe it. Who would you rather be in this story?
Am I dreaming? This thing, if it happened, if we all know and follow the Police Act 2020, if it happened.
This is Nigeria Police Radio.
Everybody come around and tune to this radio in town. Education, entertainment, you don't know who's the master.
For your update on latest on the news on the dailies, giving you good sweet music for you to feel comfortable.
Police radio, always be your friend.
99.1 FM Abuja, now yeah we
Police radio, always be your friend.
Stay tuned. Nigeria Police Radio 99.1 FM Abuja. Always your friend.
Everybody dey shine their eye contribute. Abuja na our home and your life dey precious. Make we work together with the police. Make we chase one chance comot from FCT. FCT police advise say make we dey smart, make we dey alert. One chance dey real o. Make we board taxis only from authorized parks. Avoid to dey take along taxi, avoid tinted taxi and any taxi wey no dey paint Abuja color wey be green, white, green. Ladies in particular, make una avoid to dey use una phone when you want to taxi, but rather make you dey alert and dey security conscious. Pay attention to the kind vehicle wey you wan enter and the type of passengers wey dey inside. If anything happen, no keep quiet. Make you rush go the nearest police station to report, or make una sharply call FCT Police Command emergency numbers 080-320-3913 or 070-337653. My country people, make we dey smart, make we dey alert. Help the police to protect you. This message now from FCT Police Command Public Relations Office.
You asked for it, and now
by the NHIA offices across Nigeria. Provide quality health care to all Nigerians, not just police officers. For 7 police officers, great salary deductions, free registration for yourself, 1 legal wife, and 4 biological children. Free access to services like eye care, dental care, maternity care, immunizations, annual checkups, specialist consults like pediatrics, general and surgeries, some chemotherapy treatments, and much more. Is sent of prescribed drugs after consultation and tests. Not a police officer? No problem. Just join our gift ship package for just 116,154 naira to have 1 year coverage for 3 people. They don't have to be blood related. Same top tier benefits in any NHIA accredited hospital of your choice. Just like the police officers, you only pay 10% of your drugs. Please, we wear the name, but we serve us now on 0906 9318 0784 8933 0807 320. Please HM